Thank you for joining us today at GameBlogAdvanced. This is our very special first episode. I'm Alex Rhodes.
I'm Nate Smith. And yeah, welcome to the first one ever.
It's going to be pretty good.
That was a good start. All right, so what is GameBlogAdvanced? All right, so 3 times a week we're going to be posting videos on this channel. Every Monday we're going to be doing a kind of podcast style. What we're doing today is going to regularly be the Monday show. And then Wednesday and Friday, we're going to come at you with more gaming news and less about our opinions. Wednesday, Alex is going to be talking about
PlayStation, shooter, things I'm interested in that you'll probably be interested in also.
And Friday, I'll come in with news about RPG style, things of that nature. And it's going to be good.
Sounds good.
Sounds really good.
A lot of content. People.
I'm mainly going to be doing Pokemon news, so if you're not into Pokemon, then you can just go ahead and skip the Friday show.
Skip the Friday show.
But yeah, that's how this is going to work. So we're going to be talking about 2 things today. We're going to be talking about, first of all, a new game, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, and
the PlayStation Vita, which came out today if you were one of the smart people who ordered the first edition bundles.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is this game that I picked up on its release on Tuesday. Well, actually, it was last Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right, last Tuesday. Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. If you're not familiar, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning is a giant single-player RPG. It's a huge world. It's really, really fun. It's a very good game. And I have to say, I'm having a lot of fun with this. It's from Big Huge 3.8 EA, so there was a lot of backing into this.
Kurt Schilling actually owns that studio, the pitcher for the Red Sox. Some of you might know.
I feel like I should know that since I'm technically supposed to be a Red Sox fan, but I didn't.
You probably should have.
No, I knew that. I forgot what team he was. But yeah, so overall, a rundown of this game is basically what it's about is you are a character known as the Fateless One. And the biggest thing about this game is it revolves around fate, meaning what you're destined to do. And you are the Fateless One because you are a character who had already met with your fate, you had been killed, and you were brought back to life by a gnome that goes by the name of Professor Hughes, who built a well that revives you. So because of this, you are known as the Fateless One. And that's one of the biggest things that sold me on this game was the Fateless level up system. The way they have you level up in most RPG style games that I've played is basically from the get-go, you're like, choose your character that you're going to be stuck with until the very end of the game, unless you feel like starting over halfway through. Same with the leveling up. A lot of times when you level up, you get your experience points and you're like, all right, where do you want to spend it? Be like, all right, do I want to do something more finesse or do I want to spend it on sorcery? And once you spend that point, boom, you're done. Sorry, sucks for you. Too bad you didn't spend it elsewhere. And you're like, well, I don't know how to spend it. I don't know when in the game I'm going to need this, so you just kind of have to guess. Now, the coolest thing with Reckoning and its level up system is that because you are the Fateless One, you are able to take these points that you've gathered up from leveling up, and if you decide, you know what, I don't use sorcery that much, you know what, I don't like swords that much, you can get those points refunded to you using the in-game currency, and you can redistribute them how you see fit. So if you're like, I want to focus more on finesse and I want to focus a little more on being stealth when you've already spent a lot of time into just raw strength and combat, you can do that. And that's one of the greatest things about this game. Another thing is I was playing this game and I was about 6 hours into it, and then I'm like, all right, I've covered a lot of ground. Let me take a look at something. I look at the map, and it showed me the ground I had already covered. I'm like, this is a pretty big world. And then I zoomed out to view the full world map, and I've only covered maybe 5% of the entire world. So I was just, mind is blown at the size of this world. I believe this clocks in at about, after all side quests, main quest, and dialogue, it clocks in about 200 hours to complete, which is fantastic.
And that's a speed run too. That's not even just playing it. That's people that knew how to play the game and skip past the dialogue.
Right.
That's a huge game.
Yeah, let alone actually venturing out and be like, oh, wonder what's over here. But
which most of us would probably be doing.
yeah. So this is a great game, especially in that this game will last you. People have been comparing it to Skyrim. Personally, I'm more of a Reckoning fan than Skyrim. Don't hate on it. But the cool thing about this game is that this is one of those games that you'll always be able to come back to if a new game comes out and it's not necessarily that long and you beat it. I know next week I'm going to be picking up Darkness 2, and that's going to take me about 3 hours to beat. And then once I beat that, I'm going to be like, oh, I still have Reckoning that I barely even started with. The only two real major flaws in this game are the camera angle throughout the whole... The angles throughout the whole game are really, really low set, which doesn't really give you a great field of view. Which you can, it's one of those things where you can change the camera as you're moving, but once you let go of the analog, it's just going to set it right back to basically to where you're looking at a flat level plane. Also, one thing that disappointed me was the story itself. It doesn't captivate you as well as I was hoping it was, because basically every cutscene is just a conversation. Nothing actually really happens. It's just back and forth dialogue, which, by the way, the mouth movements and the facial expression just absolutely terrible. It's almost as bad as the dialogue in Dead Island, to where someone could be screaming and freaking out about something, and they have this super calm, poised, like, oh my god, we're all going to die.
Hey, don't rag on Dead Island. That was a great game.
Oh, rag on Dead Island. No, dude, Dead Island was... Dead Island was overhyped by the trailer. I just want to say that right now. Dead Island wasn't nearly as good as it was meant to be.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I mean, it was a fun game, but I wouldn't say it was mind-blowingly good like this is. I think this is wonderful. But yeah, overall, this is an almost perfect game to me, but because of these faults, I'd have to give it around an 8.5 to a 9 out of 10. It's good, but there were very simple things they could have fixed. I could have fixed. I would have if I were working for it. I would have done it. But there are just a couple little things that they probably should have fixed before they came out with that. But yeah, now we're going to kick it over to Alex with his Vita.
So, I picked up my PlayStation Vita today with the first edition bundle. It's right there. It's on the home screen, so I keep touching that there.
Well, you should tell them that you picked it up yesterday. You got lucky.
It happens. Shipping things. You know.
Shipping. I got lucky. That was like me with Battlefield, where I got it on the day before it came out, and the guy shows up. He's like, "I'm not supposed to give this to you till Tuesday, but here you go."
Yeah, I just want to thank Amazon for the early shipment. It was nice of them. It was nice of them. So I've been playing the Vita today extensively, doing my research on it. I played some Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, which is very similar to the full PS3 version. You can even use the Vita as a controller if you have Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom on the Vita and the PlayStation 3. That's an awesome feature. It also has touch controls, which I didn't use. I turned those off because I don't care for touch that much. The main interface of the Vita is pretty much all touch though. So if you think you're just going to use your buttons for everything, you're wrong. It's a lot of touch. I also have Uncharted. I haven't gotten to that yet. That'll be on next week's episode. Along with Little Deviants, which was the pack-in for the first edition bundle, which I personally didn't want, but they gave it to me anyway. A lot of nifty features on the PlayStation Vita. It's almost like the perfect system in a lot of ways. It connects perfectly if you have a PS3 with trophies, so I can look on my trophy list, see my PS Vita only trophies, also see my PS3 trophies mixed together if you link your accounts, which you should do if you have a PlayStation 3. It's got a feature called Near. What that does is it broadcasts your location. If anyone around you has a Vita, it tells you what they're playing, how far they are, etc., etc. Kind of like the Street Pass on Nintendo.
I was just gonna say, Street Pass, right?
Yeah, except there's no cool puzzles or no cool little fighting games.
What are we gonna do with our puzzle pieces?
Yeah. You don't fight sand monsters in the Vita. It's a little higher class than that. We also have the friends list. So I'm a big PS3 fan. I have a lot of friends on the PlayStation Network. I can look at my friends, see what my friends are doing. It tells you if they're playing on the Vita or on the PlayStation 3. There's some games like Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, you wouldn't be able to tell without a little icon what they're playing on, which makes sense. You don't want to get confused. Like, hey, I'll play you with this, but
that'd be cool though.
Then it also has the PlayStation Store on there. Today I downloaded Escape Plan. $15 downloadable title.
Oh, that game looks so cool.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
You showed me that trailer, I think a month back. I'm like, oh my god, I need a Vita.
It's a black and white puzzle game. It's got about 90 levels, $15. The levels probably take like a minute, 2 minutes each. So it's a good length, and it's got trophy support, so you can go for that. And then we have the problems with the Vita.
Phone call. You wanna mute that before we got flagged for copyright?
Oh yeah, true. I love Guns N' Roses. Sorry.
We are off to a rocking good start here.
The problem with the Vita, thank you, Kevin, is the memory card prices are a bit extreme. The 4 gig, which is the smallest one, which is the one I have, will run you $20. 8 gig, which is more respectable, comes packed in with the 3G model that comes out next week. If you buy that separately or you buy the Wi-Fi one, you need it. That's $30. $60 gets you the 16 gig, and a hefty $100 gets you the 32 gig. And you can't just use any SD card or any it's a proprietary card. So exclusive. Unfortunately, there's no bootleg Chinese editions yet. So
something about that math does not work. It's 20, 40, 60, but then the next one up's 100.
It happens. It's Sony.
There's something about that math that's just like, nah. They can deal with that. That's their problem.
Yeah. It's a problem. Hopefully they'll go down in price so more people will buy. Like I want a 32 gig hard memory card, but it's too expensive for me. Also, Vita has 2 cameras on it, one for the front, one for the back. It also is it's basically a giant iPod Touch on the front screen, because the whole screen is touch enabled. Also on the back, it has another touch enabled device where you just pad. Yeah, that's a good one.
Touchpad.
It's like an iPad, an iBackpad. And that wraps up the Vita. It's a great system. I would highly recommend buying it. I bought one. You should buy one too.
I'm not gonna buy one.
You should buy one.
No, nothing wrong with it. Is it really that perfect?
It's pretty much perfect in every way. If it wasn't for my internet crashing, it'd be even better.
I give it a 9.5 because my internet sucks.
I give it a 12.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a cool system overall. I think right now it's so. I'm probably gonna wait for a price drop if I decide to pick up a Vita.
And the price of it is so good right now for $250 for the Wi-Fi model.
It's $250 for like. Here's the Vita. What else do you get with it?
You get nothing with that one, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
With the 3G model, you get a memory card, Super Stardust for free, and an extra month of 3G for free. So for $50 more, you get a $30 memory card and a $15 game and a $15 month after you buy a month.
See that? Okay, actually, that's a pretty good package for the price.
Especially if you pay $250 for a 3DS like I did. Good move.
Or me, where I just waited for the price drop and hey, we're gonna throw a Triforce on it. Here you go. It's perfect. But yeah, so what would you rate the Vita?
I would give it a solid 10 so far. Actually, I think it's pretty much perfect. I mean, price on any new system is gonna be high, especially the memory card. If it wasn't for the memory cards, it would be absolutely perfect. But like 9.5, 10. It's very good so far.
There you go. There's our Reckoning and Vita review. But yeah, that about wraps up everything we have to talk about today. Thank you guys so much for watching. What we want you to do is we want you to leave a comment or a video response about. Oh, we were gonna leave it about DLC, but I didn't even talk about that. But yeah, leave a comment or a video response about if you think you're interested in the Vita, if it seems like something you're gonna do. Maybe you have a little birthday coming up, like I do. Maybe.
I'm not buying it for you. Sorry.
But
you're not getting this one either.
Yeah, or another comment you could leave is about DLC, the downloadable content. How do you feel about DLC? Because with the one thing I forgot to mention is that Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning actually has a quest blocked by a DLC code. It's when DLC is like something aesthetic, maybe it's like a skin or just a little extra weapon that doesn't really have like mind-blowing stats. That's one thing, but this is actually a quest. This is in game. You having fun there?
Yeah. Pretty sad.
All right, Nate's talking. I'm gonna play my Vita, when it blocks in-game content, that's when personally I have a big problem with DLC. So how do you feel about DLC, especially if it's blocking in-game content like quests, missions, modes, stuff like that? So yeah, leave that. Also, make sure you subscribe and follow us on Twitter at GBA Tweets. All the links are in the description down there. If you follow us on Twitter, we will be updating it several times a day as news comes out in the video game. Several times a day.
Doesn't mean 7.
Doesn't mean 7. It could.
Could be 7.
It could be 7. It could be 10. It could be 20. It could be never. We're lazy. We don't feel like it. No. But yeah, that about wraps it up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you this Friday.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you later.